Hey friends, and welcome back to another week of What's for Dinner. This week I'm going to show you 3 different meals. They made quite a bit, at least 2 out of the 3, so we ended up just eating those leftovers, and then my husband ended up getting us pizza on a Friday, and then of course we start the process all over again on Sunday. If you're new here, these are quick, affordable, fast, budget-friendly meal ideas that I put together because, as the sun says, I'm a Gemini with ADHD and I'm not a fan of being in the kitchen real long. So hopefully you get some ideas and cook for your family, save yourself some money. Alright, jumping into Monday night's meal, y'all, this made so much and it was so delicious. So you ended up only needing one of these Parmesan garlic sauces from, I think it's BW3's. You can pick it up at Walmart. So I'm going to go ahead and spray my crock pot. I do have mine set to low, and then I add about 4 good-sized chicken breasts. Now, before adding the sauce, I do go ahead and add some salt and pepper. I do believe I probably added some garlic seasoning as well, and my onion powder. It's kind of my go-to thing. And then after you do that, then you're going to go ahead and use that entire bottle of the BW3's Parmesan garlic sauce. It is so doggone delicious. And then to get the extra sauce out, just add about half of it with milk, or half the bottle, shake it up, pour the rest in. And then you're going to go ahead and add your cream cheese. It's a whole block of cream cheese right in there. Make a mess. Live your best life, you know? Then you're going to go ahead, put the lid on there and cook it. I personally, I'm at home all day, so I cook it for about 2 hours on low, crank it up to high for a few hours. Then I check it occasionally to make sure it's not sticking to the sides or anything, give it a good mix. And then once you notice the chicken breast getting nice and tender, go ahead and grab your meat masher and just start shredding that chicken. You'll see it's not fully ready to be shredded here, so I do my best to break it apart, and then I let it sit a little bit longer, and then I come back and look how easy. See how easy that just falls apart? That's when you know that it is perfection. So go ahead and finish shredding your chicken, and then the next step that you're going to do is add some Parmesan cheese. Now I added a full bag of Parmesan cheese. It was like 6 ounces in total. It was delicious. You do you on this. I know that it didn't call for 6 ounces, probably only like half of that, but I don't mind cheese here. We don't mind cheese in this house. So do what your heart tells you to do. So go ahead, add your cheese, mix it together, and then I pop the lid back on for probably another 20-25 minutes while I went ahead and started making my pasta. So go ahead and start boiling your water. Make sure to add lots of salt, and of course I gotta pop in here to show y'all, hey look, I'm not in my PJs. I have human clothes on today. Woo! Let's celebrate. Anyways, friends, I go ahead and add 1 whole box of my dream-filled, I think it's called dream-filled pasta, and it's the penne style. So go ahead, cook that, and then once the pasta is ready, I like to slowly add it and mix it into my crock pot. So that way I feel like I can make sure everything gets covered up. This was absolutely delicious. It made so much. We were eating on this for days. So here's the finished plate, and it was absolutely delicious. Top it however you want, serve it however you want. I just went ahead and did some garlic bread, and this is a go-to favorite meal that everybody's requesting. I'll have the recipe from Pinterest linked below. So on to Tuesday night, this was something that was new, and you would have seen it in my last Walmart grocery haul. This is the country fried beef steak patties, and I just went ahead and made some baked potatoes, biscuits, and of course some green beans. So to my pot, I went ahead and I add my green beans, add some butter, seasoning to whatever your heart desires. I just did some salt and pepper to taste. And then off to the side, you're going to see another little pot, and I'm actually boiling water because it did come with little packets of gravy that you do need to soften up. Now I did cook the beef patties in the air fryer, but they did not come out as crispy as I like them. So I went ahead and added some butter to my pan and just went ahead and crisped them up. Now you do have to make sure that the temperature of these beef steaks are like it's done. So I did make sure that it did hit the correct temperature, and then once it did, like I said, I just threw it onto the pan and crisped them up. This would be great to not only eat it the way that we did, but we had a leftover one and I ate it as a sandwich and it was so delicious. So needless to say, this is something that we are definitely going to keep in rotation, and they weren't overly expensive either. So here's everything plated up. Baked potato, this is actually my youngest, so that's why there's not a lot of green beans on here. But we had everything plated up, everybody liked it, and it was really delicious, and I recommend. All right, Wednesday night's the last meal I'm going to show you all. This is a quick and easy chicken pot pie. So I'm actually doing this a little bit different than I typically make my chicken pot pie because everybody says it's a little bland, so I wanted to spice things up. So I went ahead and preheated my oven to 375 degrees. To my pot, I'm going to add some olive oil and I'm going to saute up some of my chicken. The pack of chicken that I have, this brand is absolutely delicious. I think I got it from Amazon Fresh, just bare. It came with 2 chicken breasts, so I went ahead, used my kitchen shears, and I just chop it up and dice it up. And then I go ahead and season up my chicken. Now for my seasonings, I did do things a little bit different. Alright, typically I just do salt, pepper, onion powder, garlic, all of that. But I decided, since my family had said it was kind of like bland and boring last time, I changed it up a little bit. So I went ahead and did all my regular usual seasonings, but then I decided to change it up and add some turmeric as well as some ginger to the mix. And I also added some liquid aminos. Y'all, this was a game changer. Everybody loved the chicken pot pie. Nobody complained that it was bland. It was absolutely delicious. So as those start to marry together, I do add about 2 teaspoons of flour just to help absorb and make it so it wasn't too liquidy. Then from there, I'm going to go ahead and start adding my cream of chicken. I do 1 full can of cream of chicken, and then I do add about a half of the can of milk to the mixture as well. So you just go ahead, add your milk, and let that cook together for a little bit. Once it's bubbled, and you can see it's kind of darkened up in color, I go ahead and add 1 can of mixed veggies. These are just from Aldi's. And I go ahead and mix that, let that kind of get coated, and then I changed it up a little bit this time and added some sharp cheddar cheese to the mix. I'm not 100% how much I used. I kind of eyeballed it, so my guess is maybe a half a cup. 3/4 of a cup of sharp cheddar cheese. It was really good. So while that's cooking, I get my dish ready. I just go ahead and spray it down. As far as my pie crust goes, I just picked up some from Aldi's and I let it sit out to room temperature, makes it easier to work with. And I just go ahead and lay 1 pie crust down. And from there, I'm going to go ahead and put my filling in there. like so, and then go ahead and you can top it with your other pie crust. You could be fancy and do strips and all that, but no, I don't have time for that. I am just trying to feed my crew on a budget. So I go ahead and put the other pie crust on there, and one thing I love about these Pioneer Woman dishes is it makes it look fancy because it's kind of got like the guidelines of where you just put your pie crust in. I absolutely love that. Then I went ahead and just put an X in the middle. Again, you could have been fancy and put your initial or something, but I really just wanted to get things done. I popped it in the oven 375 degrees for about 45 minutes. And then when it was done and I pulled it out, look at that. I went ahead and popped in some of my garlic bread. This was like a 3-cheese garlic bread. I've been getting it from Walmart and I absolutely love it. So while the garlic bread is cooking, I just added a few slices of butter to the chicken pot pie and let that soak in, because as we know, everything's better with butter. So I had to show you all the clip. Once the butter was melted down, this is what it looked like. It was so delicious. Best chicken pot pie I've ever made. Anyways, friends, that is all for this week's What's for Dinner. I hope you all got some ideas. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'll be back next week with another What's for Dinner Sunday at 10:15 a.m. Eastern Time. Until next time, friends, kisses from Kentucky.